Okay, so we're going to wing this, but I'm going to put this up. I'm not going to do any editing or anything, so please don't pay any attention to the mistakes. This is a console stereo that I received from the original owner, and it's quite an interesting receiver. As far as I can figure, this console was made right here in Toronto, Canada, and it has some really neat features and really high-end equipment for the day. But we'll take an overview of it quickly now, and then we'll move on from there. The speakers are hidden behind sliding panels. So there's what you get with the speakers. Very nice grill cloth. Cabinet is in excellent condition. It has a very small couple of scratches in the corner here and some watermarking, but nothing too bad at all. Typical lift top. Early innards. Apparently 1960 this was purchased. And I know that sounds pretty early for what it is, but that's what they tell me. Apparently, this is the first stereo Pioneer receiver. I don't know if you can read that, but it does say Pioneer right in the middle there. And if I remember the model number correctly, it's SMQ45. It is a dual tuner radio. What they did was they broadcast tuner 2 is FM and MW, which is your AM, and on the other side you have your shortwave and again AM. And in the very early days of stereo, you can see there's a stereo position on this dial, they would broadcast one channel on FM and one channel on AM. Kind of unusual, and I don't know if that system lasted very long or not. But you can see all the, I'll give you a good shot of the dials here and sweep across. And you can see all the different positions. There's automatic frequency control, there's a multi-input, there's a phono input, bass and treble, separate, balance, volume, tuning 1, tuning 2, input selectors. It's really kind of neat. It has a nice record folder file here down in the bottom. It has a dual 1007 turntable. Somebody had made this green piece of felt go over top of that to protect it, I guess. This turntable has your record sizes on this end, and on the other side it has your speed selector 13, 16, 45, and 78. It is a semi-automatic turntable. Here's the adapter. It does the dropping, but it also has a regular adapter. I haven't put any thought into the turntable at all yet, other than the fact that it does go around when I plug it in. The radio, both tuners do work. It has green tuning eyes for each tuner, and you can see there's a selector for tuner 1, tuner 2. Very well built cabinet. We'll move around to the back here. We'll take a wide shot of the back. I have not cleaned this unit. I did a very brief vacuum of the unit, and you can see it's really, somebody put a lot of work into making this. I believe it was made by a furniture store in downtown Toronto, and they used the components. We'll take this window screen panel off. We'll have a quick look here at the Pioneer receiver. Now, from what I gather on this receiver, they cut the metal cabinet off of the receiver. So they basically, it was all metal mesh, and they cut that mesh out very neatly, I guess because of the position it's in, almost vertical here. And okay, so down on the bottom here you can see there's the speaker outputs, of course, 8, 16, 4 ohm, dual speaker outputs. There's a switch for single speaker, dual speaker. There is separate inputs. Record out 1, 2, channel 1, channel 2. Phono in, channel 1, channel 2. Multi in, channel 1, channel 2. And some kind of a single output, probably for a real FM stereo decoder, I'm not sure. You have an antenna input on this end. Of course, some pretty modern tubes. They're all the original tubes. They're all stamped made in Japan. I believe there's an issue or two with some of the tubes. Not quite sure. I know the unit does work, but not perfectly. And I want to get a shot of that tuning coil. I don't know if you can see that, but it says Pioneer, and it says Fukuum Electric Works Limited, and it has the ohm and tuning fork logo on that. It's pretty cool. If I pull back, you'll see the speaker wires here. Pretty chintzy looking speaker wires. Built-in antenna, which is basically just a 300 ohm twin lead that's been stretched across the bottom of the cabinet. But the other really neat feature of this receiver are the speakers. And I'll just pull this panel off here, and you can see the type of insulation used inside. Pretty well done. But you look at the size of that driver. It's a 12-inch driver. There's a 3 or 4-inch paper tweeter, a couple of caps, and there's like a 6-inch mid-range driver. The mid-range driver is fired out the bottom of the cabinet. You can actually put your hand up and touch the front of the driver. They're labeled Jensen Golden Concert Series, and they're made in Canada by Renfrew Electric in Renfrew, Ontario. And I get a shot of that one. I know it's upside down, but that's the way the speaker's mounted. Pretty neat looking speakers. And I will say that even though they're wired with this pretty chintzy speaker wire, I have hooked these up to a new receiver, a Pioneer and a Yamaha, and they 70s vintage Pioneer and Yamaha receivers, and they really do sound good. There's 2 ports, I guess you want to call them, down in the bottom, and it really is a neat unit. And when I get some time, I'll spend a little more and make a few more videos of this thing as I get into it. And you can see there's the one tuning cap there. There's the other tuning cap up there in that corner. So it really is 2 separate amplifiers and 2 separate tuners comprising one stereo receiver. Really neat unit. Anyway, again, I'll give you another quick shot of the front, and then you can take it from there. But hopefully somebody will know some more about it.